we stand together with Governor McCoy in his opposition to the recently proposed legislation to redistribute sales tax revenue away from our communities in other parts of the state. Very clearly, the legislation as it is currently written would redistribute sales tax revenue across the state and take a considerable amount of funds from population centers and coastal communities, of which our region has both. I want taxpayers here in New Hanover County to understand how this will impact our community. For the city of Wilmington, the North Carolina General Assembly's nonpartisan fiscal research division estimates that we would lose 12.8% of our sales tax revenue, which is just under $3 million. Supporters of this redistribution argue that sales tax dollars spent by someone from outside New Hanover County while shopping at a place like Mayfair should follow that person back to their home county. Such an idea ignores the local public investment made to make places like Mayfair an attraction point. For example, a majority of calls that this fire station goes to are related to people traveling in and around the Mayfair area, not residential fire calls. There were local government investments in aesthetic improvements and the multi-use trail just right outside the fire station that our citizens and sales tax revenue help pay for. These investments continue to attract office development and additional commercial space. The same type of investment certainly can be pointed out to by our beach mayors, not to mention the out-of-state dollars that we attract here in New Hanover County because we're a high tourism area. This proposed loss is on top of the loss of around $2 million from the termination of the privilege license tax for the city of Wilmington. These losses amount to over 3.7 cents of property tax. This loss of revenue is equal to losing funding for 69 police officers or 73 firefighters. These losses also equal the budgeted funding for both our entire streets division as well as our recreation division. When all said and done, and the full effect of both the privilege license tax and the full implementation of the proposed sales tax redistribution, the city of Wilmington would face over $6.5 million revenue loss for fiscal year 2019. That's a considerable amount of money. Some legislators have suggested that cities and counties can raise property taxes to offset those losses. Raising property taxes to such an extent would have a chilling effect on attracting future development to our communities as well as our entire state. I am not opposed to Senator Brown's aspiration to level the playing field between the urban and the rural areas. It's been an ongoing debate in the state of North Carolina for many, many years. I admire and respect him at least asking the question is, what do we do about it? But this is the wrong proposal. And currently a percentage of our state sales tax revenue is distributed on a per capita basis in an effort to aid more of our rural communities throughout the state. What we cannot support is a plan that will create winners and losers and pit one community of this great state against another. Instead of picking winners and losers, let's work to develop a strategy that aims to raise all boats at one time. Lastly, I want our residents to know that this plan takes a locally controlled revenue source and puts it under the control of state government. There's a history in this state under previous governors to take revenue from other sources to shore up their own budgets. This should concern our local taxpayers. Again, I want to say we support the governor in this endeavor and hope and pray that the state of North Carolina finds another way to help rural communities instead of picking winners and losers and redistributing the wealth of this great state from one area to another. Thank you very much.